Hi everyone, my name is Prabhika Nayal. I'm the author of His Afflicted Mind, Asheville, and You Remind Me of Innocence. I'm here to talk about one of the books that really surprised me last year and changed my perspective on something. The main book would be An American Slave, written by Frederick Douglass, one of the heroes of of American history. Anyways, and the other book is by Willa Cather. It's called My Antonia, and it's a story about immigration, and it was very surprising to me. I loved not I loved being surprised by that book, and yeah, I invited some people to talk about their books that changed their perspective. So yeah, so along with the video. I hope people enjoy this video.
Hi, I'm Tanda, and in the past Nepali year, the book that I've read and has made a difference in my thoughts and has affected me a bit is Seto Dharti by Amar Nepali. It talks about Tara being a child widow and how she experiences societal um, expectations and family demands just because she's a chori mante, which might not have been there if she was a chora mante. It actually made me realize how privileged I am in a sense that I was not born during the child marriage era of Nepal, and I've been able to experience my life independently as a single woman. Um, but then it also made me realize how we've not actually gone too far from what it used to be like. Um, Being a Tory Mante in today's society, we still have those societal expectations and demands, even from the family and the society. So we still have a lot to go through.
Hello, I'm Tejasri Pradhan. First, I'd like to thank Prabhikyan for letting me speak about a book which has really changed my perspectives this year. So, I'm going to talk about Complete Stories by Clarice Lispector. I just started reading her in the second half of this year, and although I haven't finished reading her stories yet, halfway through the book, and she's already won my heart. What I really learned from her works is that how I can embrace my femininity, my feminine side, the chaos, the perfections and imperfections, the beauty and the contradictions of being a woman in today's society. I really felt like I was the protagonist of her stories, and their thoughts reverberated with my own. So I really would like to recommend her works to women in their 20s and learn how to embrace their nature, their perfections, their imperfections, their mess, and how being a woman does not mean that you have to block out emotions. How being a strong woman does not mean that you have to become like everyone else. That strength lies in vulnerabilities as well. So I really do hope that others like her works as much as I did and enjoy them to the fullest. Thank you.
The one book that I read last about New Year's that left a longing impression on me is titled The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, and it touches upon these topics of regret and how each decision that you take can lead to a completely different lifestyle and path for you. And I think it touched me more because you spend so much time regretting life and regretting the decisions that you've made, but reading that book made me realize that each decision taken, each path that I've chosen, was ultimately leading me to a better version, the best version of myself that I could be. Um, the one book that I want to finish this year, that I want to read in this Nepali New Year, I don't think I have a single book that I want to read. There's a multitude of books on my TBR. But I do want to finish I'll Give You the Sun, which was recommended and given to me as a gift by a friend, and I don't really know what it's about, but I feel like I would like to get to read it more.
Hi, I am Sukriti, and I'm going to talk about one of the books that I did the previous year and really loved. It is Human X by Han Kang. This book is set in 1980s Gwangju uprising in South Korea, the time when it was under martial law. The book centers around a character called Dong Ho, and the whole story is set from the perspective of six different characters whose stories are interconnected with his. The story depicts day-to-day life of people during the time of the uprising, the brutality, the violence that they had to go through under the hands of the military. So it was not an easy read for me because I could not read more than a chapter at a time, I think, when I was reading it. It is very heavy on death, on violence, on abuse that military was imposing on normal people, and it was not an easy read or a good thing to read emotionally. It made me think about all the places that are in war zone right now and what the people are going through, and also made me realize what a privilege it is to not be living in a war zone. And yeah, it is, I think this is a very important book that everyone should read at least once in their life. Bye.
Hello. So, this past Nepali New Year, I read a lot of books, which I'm proud of. But if I had to talk about a book that changed the way I see the world or impacted me a lot, I think I'd have to pick three books because just one book is not enough. So there's two novels and one book of poems. The novels are Tender is the Flesh by Augustina Basturica and If on a Winter's Night a Traveler by Italo Calvino. And these books changed the way I see fiction, and they just made me realize that regardless of how the world goes on, fiction still matters. Novels still matters. The written word still matters. And the same is true for The Black Unicorn by Audre Lorde. As for the book that I'm looking forward to read this new year is I want to read It by Stephen King because it's 1,000 more than 1,000 pages long, and I wanted to get into horror, so that's pretty much it. Thank you.